There is so much that we can say about guilt and about responsibility as well, because sometimes we get to confuse them, since we all know that fear is one of the strongest emotions that we could ever have, since we are basically built on it. It's important to consider that there are other emotions almost as strong as come interrelated, interconnected to it. Instead of only having fear to deal with, we also may have guilt because we feel the way that we feel. Then we also have shame, thinking that I should never be feeling fear. I know better than that. It's always us being in conflict, making sure that our rational side is very difficult to handle when it comes to our emotions because we truly are emotional creatures at the end of the day. So, how can we find a balance? Can we make it work in a way that makes sense to everyone involved in our mind? Because we truly have two parties that are always looking for autonomy. Who wins? The truth is that if we consider it as a competition, as who is better, is it the rational mind or the emotional side? No one wins, unfortunately, because the focus is in a wrong place. Our focus needs to be feeling fulfilled at all times, not having anything challenging to deal with, because when we are facing all sorts of difficult situations, when we are not finding the solutions that we would want to on the spot, that's when our mind struggles. And the truth is that when you are in your mind, you're not in your heart. That's when you struggle. So it's basically following the rational mind makes it a bit difficult for you to go for what you truly want, because I've just said we can agree that what's truly real and what truly matters is in your heart. But the rational mind leads the way. However, it also makes it challenging. The middle ground here would be responsibility. A totally different vibe, concept, and state of mind, because what responsibility really does is to bring us back to a point where we are grateful for everything that happens, but at the same time know that whatever happens out there, we can truly make the best decisions. We have all the options available. Is it always going to be a win for us? It's not. So being responsible gets you off of the mindset that you always need to win, that there's always something that propels you even higher. It's this competition that unfortunately is never very healthy if you consider having you competing with other people. Even when you compete with yourself, the situation could be similar, because if it's an unhealthy relationship that you have with yourself, we all know that we are our worst critics. So we need to find a way to not let ourselves stay in front of ourselves and not be the ones supporting ourselves truly. When it comes to you and your relationship with yourself, you need to understand that whatever happens to you, it truly happens for you. It doesn't make you feel that you are less important if you don't always have the best solutions. Everyone likes you, everyone sees you as the most professional ever. Let's go to business, because we are talking about conquering your fears in business. Step on Your Fears is all about helping you, your team, and your managers have a stress-free, wonderful relationship at work among each other, and building a fear-free community and a fear-free way of expressing yourself. It's important to make it about you always doing something that gets you one step further. Mistakes are the best way to get you to have the finest life experience ever. It's building this culture of fear-free around you. It means that you are truly free and able to make as many mistakes as possible because it only shows that you are making steps ahead. It's you doing whatever you can with the resources you have handy. Because let's face it, if we could have done more, we would have done more. We only have the resources that we can play with, that we can deal with right now on the spot. And it's important to use them accordingly and know that even if the situation does not look as we would originally envision, it's fine as it is because you can get those lessons which are going to propel you one step further. So making mistakes, failing is an amazing way to live life. It's basically the only way to truly live because you don't learn anything at all when you have everything going your way. Where's the lesson there? Where is the challenge we truly go through? We learn and we grow through adversity. So whenever you make a mistake, whenever you fail, ask yourself this: what am I learning from this experience? How can I do things better next time? Can I make it easier for me next time? The answer is always going to be a yes. So never confuse the fact that you can always do it better with I should have done things different. What was I thinking? What's going through my mind when I say those things at the meeting, when I make those decisions after we have a very important conversation with our upper management? What will the heads of the department think that I was very emotional during that meeting? The presentation was a failure. It's perfectly okay to feel like this. What's important is that you need to get yourself out of that feeling when you are guilty, you feel guilty, you judge yourself. Go to the other side. Take full responsibility and make sure that you get those lessons, which will basically give you the mindset that, hey, I'm grateful. I went through this. It's another step. It's another lesson. I'm going to do things different because not knowing is not going to help you do anything different next time. When you know, at least next time, you'll know what not to do. You get those great lessons, which will give you so much insight. And being responsible feeds your mind with a lot of gratitude, as I said earlier. It simply makes you understand that whatever happens out there that you cannot control, you can't really control. Can you control the weather? It's basically the same with thinking that you can control the political situation, the economical situation. Maybe the stock exchange is going to have a huge crash that it has not had in decades because of the new elections, the presidential elections happening very soon. It's up to you to find a way to make peace with yourself through these questions, because the art of asking questions is basically the art of communication and how you talk with yourself. It's basically everything. It's you being your best friend, your number one supporter, your BFF forever, your best ally, because you need to be in a place where you get to feel rational about what happened. Being rational in many instances helps tremendously. It gets you in a place where you feel safe, you feel creative, your emotional side comes along as well. You take a break, you look back, you take a step back, and then you can assess how can you do things in a different way. Be gentle with yourself. The word of the day would be kindness towards you. Let's not even focus about the relationships that we have with the people around us, because it has everything to do with the relationship that you have with yourself. It's how you treat yourself, and it's how you allow other people to treat you, as long as you give yourself those boundaries and as long as you respect yourself. Everyone is going to respect yourself as well. It's basically the world being a mirror of your entire mindset structure, and how you consider yourself to be is how the world is going to respond. Because luckily, it's all science, and we know that we cannot experience anything coming from the exterior if we are not experiencing it first within us. So if you have a lot of shame and guilt, guess what the world is going to show you? Because this is all you can see, a lot of guilt and shame. However, if you change it to responsibility, that's when everything changes and everyone is going to see you as the responsible person that you truly are, taking one lesson after the other, making one exquisite choice after the other, because it's how you treat yourself that's going to translate on how other people are going to treat you. And at the end of the day, and let me know what you think about this, you'll get to a place where you will not even think about how people are going to treat you, how people are going to react to you, because you'll be so focused on giving it your best, being so confident that all of the fears of how people are going to treat you, look at you, think about you are going to transform to something more positive, as you being the creator of it all, wanting to bring all of your gifts into this world, making it so that you prioritize yourself that much that you are part of the background already, so that you can focus on serving your community, focus on serving the people around you, making sure that everyone is as fulfilled, as happy, and as nourished as you are. I am very interesting. I am interesting, of course. I'm very interested to hear about your opinions. What are your thoughts on this topic? Let's talk more, because it's definitely such a broad topic. Responsibility goes a long way. So let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts about this, my fearless friends? I am very eager to introduce to you my new website that's going to be launched in just a few hours. Very, very eager to share with you all of the new features that I have there. Very happy to support you and your team and your managers in creating a stress-free and fear-free culture at work in order to make those decisions well-informed in business so that you and your team move ahead. Very happy to offer you trainings and coaching and all of the most interesting and vital tools to get you out of stress into a place of thrive and decision making. Thank you for being with me today on episode 90. Wow. Time really flies. I hope you make the best of it. So thank you for always being here for me, since I very much appreciate all of your insights, your comments, your ideas, since we are dealing with the most incredible resource of it all, time. Let me know what topics would you like me to talk about next, and I'll see you soon, my fearless friends.